Yizzo, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now, listen, man. You can tap in and you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest that you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now, you already know time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G's. I know they got you out here chasing the bag, chasing that money, chasing that moolah, stacking that paper, that cheese, and that mozzarella. But always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex. That time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G's, at all times. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Big salute to all my day one investors. Everybody that's highly invested in the channel, everybody that understands we are growing this channel organically, constant elevation, well over 40,000 on our way to 50K. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Big salute to all my newcomers, all my new investors, all my new subscribers, everybody that's making a way to Grown Man Business TV, the realest channel on YouTube. Tap in. You already know how we giving it up. You know what I mean? Now, do me a favor, man. You know, wipe your feet off before you step into the big house. Wipe your feet off before you step into the big house. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing every time we go live right here on the realest channel on YouTube, my G's. Grown Man Business TV. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Salute to the chat. I see y'all in here. Make sure y'all hit the like button when y'all step in here. You know what I mean? Miss Butler, I appreciate that 20-piece nugget. I definitely responded to your comment. You know what I mean? Let you know that we appreciate you over here at Grown Man Business TV. Appreciate that 20-piece nugget. Now listen, I'm getting over this cold. I'm getting over this. You know, I was under the weather, so I'm getting my footing back. But we're gonna talk about FNG, Lil King, and Finesse 2 Tymes. Big salute to the chat, man. We're gonna have a quick conversation. This not gonna be the long, drawn-out conversation, but we're gonna talk about it. There's a lot of people in the DM saying, yo, GMB TV, what's your perspective on the situation with Finesse 2 Tymes? I mean, what's your thought process on everything that's going down with Lil King and Finesse 2 Tymes? And one thing for sure, two things for certain, jail time is necessary. We're going to have a conversation, man, and we're going to keep it all the way funky right here at Grown Man Business TV. Before we get into this information, being as though the higher-ups and the elites are always paying attention, being as though the higher-ups and the elites are always trying to muffle, always trying to shadow ban the channel. Oh, yeah, get real over here. This channel is the purest dope you're going to find on YouTube. So it's only right that the higher-ups and the elites always try to keep a foot on the neck of Grown Man Business TV, but they can't stop the message. They can't stop the truth. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You already know, man. We about to do some customizations to the chat before we get into this pure dope. Salute to the chat. You know, you already know how we give it up over here, man. Bam, you see that right there at the bottom. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You understand me? Make sure your notification bells are ringing every time we go live right here at Grown Man Business TV. And if not, don't worry about it. Get in the back of the class, close your mouth, and open your ears for this pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles. You know what I mean? You already know how we give it up over here, man. Salute to the chat. Make sure y'all hit that like button and all that. Now, Finesse 2 Tymes. FNG Lil King. I'm going to give y'all a couple of perspectives. I'm going to give y'all a couple of different angles when it comes to this. Because one thing for sure and two things for certain is absolutely nasty work. It is absolutely nasty work. And you need to know something. It kind of segues off of my last live stream talking about Shannon Sharp, talking about predators in the community. This is another example, which is a prime example that nobody wants to talk about, but we're gonna have that conversation right here on Grown Man Business TV. Finesse 2 Tymes is a predator. You understand what I'm saying? Finesse 2 Tymes is a predator. He preyed on that young child. Not just Finesse 2 Tymes, but Cartel, the cartel dude, you know, the gambling guy. These men are predators in the community. See, it ain't always about a man and a woman. It ain't always about an older man or an older woman and a young kid or a young woman. It ain't always sexual. It ain't always a sexual thing. See, one thing for sure and two things for certain, we're going to have this conversation. Finesse 2 Tymes is a predator. And a lot of the times, you got the older cats preying on the younger cats. You got the OGs, you got the grown men praying and capitalizing and monetizing off of the young boys in the hood. This is another part. This is another angle. This is another extension of the predatory activity that goes on that nobody wants to talk about. So Finesse 2 Tymes is facing jail time. Finesse 2 Tymes is facing jail time. He's on his way back to the federales because of the situations that he had take place with young FNG King. Because of the things that took place when young King was in his custody. And we're gonna have a conversation because it's absolutely nasty work. And I see a lot of people saying, yo, King, and yo, why are they doing it? Nah, one thing for sure, we're gonna talk about King. Because when I was growing up, it was called grown man business. It was called grown folks business. We never let children engage in grown folks business. Yeah, you don't remember when your parents told you to take your ass upstairs, go in the room and play and close the door and don't come back downstairs because it's grown folk business going on down here? Y'all don't remember that saying? I'm an 80s baby. So me being the 80s baby, I remember my uncles telling me, hey, you and your little cousins go upstairs. It's grown folk business going on down here. Hey, you and your little sister go upstairs. It's grown folk business happening down here. And if you come down here while we having grown folk business, oh, we gonna put belt to ass. We somehow lost that. When the generations to come, we somehow lost that culture. Grown man business TV. It's so many different angles. It's so many different reasons why this channel is called that. This is for grown folks only. So we have come into a day and an age where grown folks get a kick out of seeing children partake in grown man business. And we're going to talk about these angles, but any adult that gets a kick, any adult that will allow a child to partake in grown man business is a predator and should be thrown under the jail. Any adult that is willing to monetize, that is willing to capitalize, that is willing to allow a child to partake in grown folks' business for money, for monetary gain, for clicks and likes, for fame and fortune, they are predators. And they should be thrown under the jail. I know this ain't what y'all wanted to hear. I know y'all wanted to say, yo, X, Y, and Z. Don't you worry, because Lil FNG King, he ain't gonna walk away clean. You see the thumbnail, right? You see inside the thumbnail that it's rats and rodents, mice and rats, all around Lil King. Because we're gonna talk about you, King. We're gonna get into that. Because when you indulge in grown man business, you don't live by rules of children. You don't get to be a child and then get to play in grown man business. You don't get to straddle the fence, little homie. You don't get to be a child today and then play in grown man business tomorrow and then be a child again the next day. That ain't how it works. Once you start engaging and you start partaking in grown man business, you got to go by the rules of grown men. And when it come to grown men, we don't do no talking, Lil FNG King. When it come to grown men, we don't do no talking. You've been doing a lot of talking. And it's going to follow you for the rest of your life, little homie. Y'all got to understand, you will not be a child forever. You will not be Lil King forever. And the day you become a grown man is the day you become an official rat. But we're going to talk about that later on in the chat. Finesse 2 Tymes, you belong in prison, homie. And it was only so long You was going to be able to monetize and capitalize and become a predator over this young child without it biting you in your ass. Now, one thing for sure, two things for certain. You already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV, right? I keep all the receipts. I keep all the receipts. You understand me? So we going to get into a big salute to the chat. 100 people in here. Hit the like button. Run it up. We going to have a conversation. Finesse 2 times. Turn yourself in, man. Turn yourself in. And anybody thinking that they want to monetize off a child, that they want to let a young man or a young woman engage in grown man activity, your ass need to follow right behind Finesse 2 times, and you need to be in prison. It's time that real men speak up, homie. It's time that grown men stand on grown man business and speak up about this. You a predator. Let me tell you something before I get into these receipts right here, right? Finesse 2 times need to register as a predator. Before he is released from prison, before he is released from jail, before he go into the feds or come out the feds, they need to force him to register as a predator. So we can know where you live at, Finesse 2 times. We can know what city, what state, what county you in at all times, Finesse 2 times. So we can keep an eye on you. So we can make sure you don't get your hands on no other children. You understand me? Is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. But I always thought it was nasty work. Always thought it was nasty work. Big salute to the chat, man. Finesse 2 times. Hey, man, you belong under the prison, youngster. Now, I want to show y'all something. This is the first receipt right here. This is the first receipt right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to break this receipt down. We're going to break this receipt down. And, you know, just so you can understand exactly why Finesse 2 times should be locked in prison. Why he was a predator. How he was a predator. Big salute to the chat. Run them likes up. Don't play with me on this Friday. Now, here we go. We got Young King right here. Look, 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 look. Now, let's watch this. Now, I want to stop it right there. Right there. I want to stop it right there, right? Now, we got FNG Lil King in a smoke-filled room. I'm talking ganja smoke by the ton. I'm talking reefer smoke, ganja smoke, Zaza, whatever y'all smoking these days, whatever you YNs is blowing on, it's a smoke-filled room right here. I'm talking you got a 10-year-old, right? This young boy got to be 9 to 10 years old, right? In a smoke-filled room full of dope, flashing money and dancing around a bunch of grown-ass men. And for some reason, again, this new generation, because when I was growing up, this didn't happen. But for some reason, these grown-ass men think that it's cool and it's exciting to see a child partaking in adult activity. Now, again, whoever brought him to this party, which is Finesse 2 times, belong under the jail. But if you really would have left it up to me, everybody in that party dancing, singing, smoking around a young child like that, they belong in a situation with the federales. That's just my personal opinion. If you left it up to Grown Man Business TV, I would have rated, everybody in this room, everybody that we can identify, y'all gonna have an issue. Y'all gonna have an issue. Now, I want to show, now follow me on this. Follow me. Look. Look at all the smoke in the room right there. Look at all the smoke in the air. Look. Now watch this. Now who you got right there? Look. Finesse, 2 Tymes Jenkins. Finesse, 2 Tymes Jenkins right there with a big ass joint in his hand and a big smile on his face with this young man right here. Look. That's Finesse 2 Tymes right there. Now, again, any adult that engages with a child in any way, sexual, socialization, whatever you want to call it, in my book, y'all all fall under the same, y'all all on the same page. A predator is not just a sexual act, homie. You got older men that prey on young boys all the time. And this is a prime example of grown men preying on a young child. Monetizing, capitalizing. And before we address the children, we got to address the grown men. I'm going to address the grown men before I talk to the children. But don't ever get it confused. We're going to talk to Lil King. We're going to have a conversation with Lil King. And I hear a lot of people salute to the chat. But I always hear people say they won't wish jail on their worst enemy. Well, I don't agree with that. That's just my personal opinion. That's just my personal opinion. I used to say shit like that when I was younger. But the older I got, the more I think about certain situations. And nah, homie, you got anything foul going on with children around you, your ass belong in prison. You monetizing, capitalizing, you predatory over children, your ass belong in prison. And I ain't gonna wish nothing on you. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. I always said it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Every now and then back in the day, you know, your uncles would tell you, yo, come out here and do that dance you was showing me. You know, that Michael Jackson moonwalk that you was doing, you and your little cousins. Show me the Michael Jackson moonwalk and all that. And we might come out and do the moonwalk and do some Michael Jackson activity and show some things. But they won't smoking cigarettes in front of us. They wasn't passing the blunt to us. They wasn't saying, little man, hit this joint. That ain't how it go. And anybody that was doing that is a predator. So you go from this, look. We have literally lost the real culture we grew up in. I don't know no grown men that get a kick out of partying with children. I don't know no men like that. And any man or any woman that gets a kick out of partying with a minor is a predator. I've seen videos with women at nightclubs engaging with Lil King. Those are predators. All right? Now, again, man, it's nasty work. It's nasty work. You understand? But you know, let's look at this. You go from this. Look, look, look. Look, you go from that, right? You go from that to this. Look.
So we at my people's smoke shop. We posted up, we ain't doing shit, chilling. Everybody just preparing to go to the show. So the Suge mama pull up, she got the kids in the car with her. Now man, y'all now.
Check this out.
Now you doing all. Now you explaining yourself. You go from, partying with Lil King to going on live explaining yourself. Oh, we would do, and Lil King, Finesse 2 times, bro. You need to go sit it down. Jail time is mandatory. I'm not wishing jail on you. I'm telling you what it's supposed to be. You need to go sit down, reevaluate yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Like, nigga, what? What? Now, look.
King also been away from around me for 3 months. King been away from around me for 3 months. I ain't seen King. I'm thinking King with his daddy, cause that's the last I seen him with. That's the last I seen him with was his daddy. But now mind you, this one King is bagging up from me because I ain't buying him no more Gucci and Louis. He ain't having no more big boy bankrolls, and I ain't taking him to the clubs and shit no more. I'm putting belt to ass now. He going to school now. He rocking regular kid clothes. So he ain't liking this because he want to be grown.
So you done had Lil King in the club smoking weed, doing all kind of adult activity. Now all of a sudden you want Lil King to be a kid now. See, again, this is why I gotta address the adult in the situation, because you confused as a man. You don't even know what you got going on as a man, homie, for you to be pulling this child into your world and doing X, Y, and Z, manipulating the, you don't know if you want him to be a child or if you want him to be an adult. You done already had him out there smoking. You done already had him out there doing everything you wanted him to do. And now you want him to wear regular clothes. You want him to stop smoking weed, and you want him to go to school. It's nasty work. It's nasty work, homie. 1 minute. Look, let me show you. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. Look. Look. That's Finesse 2 time right there. Look. And yeah, he if he been smoking or not, as an adult, you don't get involved with that. If Lil King was smoking before he got with Finesse 2 times, then Finesse 2 times was supposed to stop him. He wasn't supposed to smoke with him. He wasn't supposed to engage with him. He was supposed to tell him, don't smoke. But you You on federal probation and you thought it was smart to bring a minor around you that smoked weed? You on federal probation and you thought it was smart to bring a minor around you that does illegal activity? You thought that was smart. Again, these dudes need, listen, man. Nah, we gonna talk about it. It's nasty work. What am I doing to help the situation? What I'm doing is I'm giving the game out. I'm speaking out. I'm letting you know that any adult that is engaging in any type of adult grown man activity with a minor is a predator. And we as a people, we need to start looking at anybody. It ain't just sexual, homie. It don't gotta be a sexual connection. If it's a woman that is engaging with a 16-year-old boy in any type of grown folk activity, that lady is a predator. If it's a man, I don't care if it's a man, if it's a woman, if it's any adult partaking in any grown folk activity with a minor, they should register. They should be put in jail. And Finesse 2 times, hey, we didn't wish jail on you. You brought it on yourself. You thought it was cool to be in the club with Lil King smoking weed. You thought it was cool to do all of your illegal activity around a goddamn child, a little boy. You thought that was cool. And if you care about, and I want to say this. Salute to Renee. I see you in the chat. I'm going to speak to you from a grown man perspective. It ain't a man on earth. Let me rephrase it. It ain't a man in America that don't care about going to jail. When you hear a grown man say, and I don't care about going to jail, I mean, he lying, sweetheart. That's a coping mechanism. That is a man trying to cope with his situation, with his outcome. It ain't a man in America that don't care about going to jail. Listen, any and every man does not want to go to jail. So at the same time he's saying he don't care about going to jail, he's saying, oh man, this old lady, she tricked me out my freedom. She tricked me out my position. Yeah, because you know what? His ass don't want to go to jail. Finesse 2 times don't want to go to jail. He ain't got no choice in the matter. And when you ain't got a choice, you start saying things like, man, I don't really care about it. It is what it is, man. If I gotta go to jail, then I gotta go to jail, homie. You think Finesse 2 times wanna leave all that pussy cat he got up in that house? You think Finesse 2 times ready to go to jail and can't smoke them big ass joints he be rolling up? That man don't want to go to jail, man. Respectfully. You know what I mean? Now, I say all that because we about to segue into Lil King. But before we do that, I just wanted to put that out there. You got to know something, right? Y'all remember back in the 90s when we had, another bad creation? We had Crisscross. You notice that Jermaine Dupri never had Crisscross rapping about smoking weed? You notice that Jermaine Dupri never had Crisscross in the club smoking weed where we could see him. There was never video of Bow Wow in the club. There was never video of another bad creation smoking weed. You understand what I'm saying? Because back in those days, we would have got you out of there ASAP. We would have saw a video of Crisscross totally crossed out, smoking big ass weed blunts. It would have been an outrage. Jermaine Dupri ass would have went to jail. He would have been locked up for a long time. We have come into an age where adults are openly engaging with children. We have come into a time, bro, in this generation where adults are openly engaging with minors and trying to convince us as a people that it's okay. Oh, it's legal. Shannon Sharp, I'm 56-year-old and I'm dropping Johnson on a 19-year-old little white girl, and that's okay because it's legal. No, it's not. Oh, I got F&G Lil King, and he is a minor, but he is an artist, and we are going to have him smoking weed and rapping about shooting and rapping about women, and it's okay. And I'm here to tell, I'm here to tell you that it's what's morally right that's getting everybody confused. Having Lil King in the club like that is not morally correct. Shannon Sharp dropping Johnson on that 19-year-old teenager is not morally correct. It's not morally correct. You gotta know, I'm glad that question was asked. When you come to Grown Man Business TV, what you'll understand is it's always a message in the madness. It's always a solution. And the solution is we got to look at all adults that engage with children as predators, not just sexual predators, but predators on all levels. You got that little kid somewhere in there spreading that money out, smoking weed, doing all the things that adults do. You are a predator if you are allowing that, and you are capitalizing off of that, and you are monetizing off of that. You are a predator, homie. And I don't hear nobody on YouTube, I don't hear nobody on these social media outlets and these platforms saying that. I haven't heard one person tell Finesse 2 Tymes that he is a predator. He got some issues he need to work on. Before we go forward, a grown-ass man would have said to himself, I'm not doing nothing with nobody until I get off of federal probation. I can't help you. I can't help nobody until I can help myself. And I can't help myself on federal probation. Lil King, I could bring you to live with me. You can go to school. You can stop smoking weed. You can clean up your act. And when I get off of federal probation, I might be able to take you to Disney. I might be able to take you to 10. I might be able to take you somewhere. I might be able to put you in college. But you got to clean up your act, young man. I'm on federal probation. All that weed smoking you doing, you can't do that over here. So you got to make a choice as a young man. And as a young man, you can make a choice. You can stay in Memphis and you can smoke all the weed you want. Or you could come live with Finesse 2 Tymes and you can go to private school. You can learn how to read. You can learn how to count. You can learn how to write in cursive. You could go to college. Courtesy of the mob, homie. Courtesy of mob ties. We'll put your little ass in college, little man. This what grown men do. This what big dogs do. So we got to separate the puppies from the big dogs. Money don't make you a big dog. The man make the money. The money never made the man. The money never made the man. The man make the money. The money never made the man. So just because Finesse 2 Tymes got that money, he's obviously not a man. So I saw that in the chat. Yo, Lil King was smoking before he got with Finesse 2 Tymes. I know that already. Because he wasn't around the right people. But when I come and get you, and I tell you the opportunity I'm presenting you with, you gonna stop smoking that weed, little homie. You gonna stop staying out late. You gonna stop hustling. You about to go to school, little homie. And I ain't gonna have it no other way. See, what Finesse did was he brought that little child out there. He monetized off him. He capitalized off him. And then he realized this ain't right. So what he tried to do was he tried to change the whole situation. You done already brought little man into the club. You done already smoked. You done already engaged in grown man activity with a minor. You can't now tell him to go to school. You can't now tell him what to do because he don't respect you as a man. See, as a man, we already know we not gonna be liked all the time. We got to lay down the law of the land. We got to lay down the law in the house. So everybody ain't going to like us. He might want to go to the club. He might want to go smoke weed. But I'm going to put belt to ass every time he step out of line. As a man. Little nigga, you don't get to party with us. You ain't paid dues. You ain't put in work. You ain't did enough. You ain't old enough. You can't smoke with us. You better be in there doing some homework or something. You better be in, nigga, you got school in the morning, right? You got a curfew, little homie. That's what you was supposed to do, Finesse 2 times. And because you didn't do that, because you partook in grown man activity with a minor, your ass is going back to prison. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now that we got, the adults out the way, right? Now that we got the adults out the way, let's talk to King. A lot of people was asking me about King. A lot of people are in the DMs asking me about King. And I'm watching, I'm observing, and I'm realizing that a lot of people are giving King an easy way out. Now, you need to know something. That is not what we do as grown men. When you are a child, right, and you are wrong, as a man, you have to take some accountability. King is at the age where your uncles, your dad, the OGs around you pull you to the side and say, men don't make excuses, little homie. Men take accountability for their actions. So at this present moment, Lil King, you got to be accountable for some of the things you did, and this is going to teach you. You don't get to walk away clean out of this. It's nasty work. Now, them taking you to clubs and all that, I'm going to put that on Finesse. Finesse not taking you under his wing and really shaping and molding you as a young man, I'm going to put that on Finesse. But you getting on this algorithm, Lil King, when you got onto this YouTube, when you got onto your live, and you started telling that man business, that is not what we do, homie. And one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, minor or not, you are a rat, little homie. You are, matter of fact, you are a mouse. You're not a rat yet. But the day you turn 18, your little ass is a rat. Right now, you're a mouse. You're a mice. It's delicate when you're dealing with children because children should never be involved in grown man business. But one thing down south that we learned, one thing down south that we always heard, even from our mothers, is don't be a tattletale. Do not be a tattletale. When you run in the house with your little cousins and you run up to your mama and you say, little Johnny, your mama say, hey, close your mouth. Stop being a tattletale. And, I don't understand what or why Lil King thought that this was feasible or that this made any sense. But I do understand that he's a child. And when children partake in adult activity, it becomes confusing to them. They don't really understand the dynamics of this. That's what make you a child, and that's what make me a man, is the dynamics of this. So I want to go through a couple of receipts, and we're going to break down these receipts one by one. Almost 200 people in the chat, man. I need at least 100 likes in here. We're going to break down these receipts one by one, and then we're going to talk about them, all right? Big salute to the chat. Run them likes up. You already see what we got going on.
Paperwork that he tried to say he gave my grandma $10,000 and bought me a $40,000 watch and a $100,000 chain. And let me make this clear. Hey, Mob Ties, this to y'all. He told y'all they broke in a car in Nashville and took the jewelry. I'm sorry to tell y'all this. He melted that jewelry down. That's how he made the F&G handout chain. He melted that down. He still owed his jeweler money. Yes, he owed people money. He just ran off on a plug in Oklahoma for like 100 bows. Yes, that's true. We can do my research on that, and I know y'all wanted me to go live, but I couldn't go live. I just wanted to address this to y'all, man. Paperwork that he tried to say he gave my grandma $10,000 and bought me a $40,000 watch and a $100,000 chain. And let me make this clear. Hey, Mob Ties, this to y'all. He told y'all they broke in a car in Nashville and took the jewelry. I'm sorry to tell y'all this. He melted that jewelry down. That's how he made the F&G handout chain. He melted that down. He still owed his jeweler money. Yes, he owed people money. He just ran off on a plug in Oklahoma for like 100 bows. Yes, that's true. We can do my research on that, and
Woo-wee! Little homie, hold up. Yo, hey, little homie, hold your horses, baby. Hold on. Hey, little homie, close your mouth. Don't say nothing else, homie. What the fuck you doing? See again. Lil King, you are officially a mouse right now. You a mouse. As soon as you turn 18, regardless of what you got going on, you a rat, little homie. Soon as I'm gonna wait till you grown. So let's break this down. He said that the jewelry that Finesse had, he said got stolen, actually didn't get stolen. He melted it down and he passed out some change with that. So he already he said he owed his jeweler money. Right? But the real thing that caught me, that really, really caught me, Lil King, is when you talked about them bows, them 100 bows out there in Ohio. Now that is a federal crime right there. That is illegal, Lil King. I don't know what you thought what you was doing when you got on this YouTube and this internet and you told that man ran off with 100 pounds of marijuana. He ran off on a plug. The man is on federal probation. And you got up here and said, look, listen.
And I know you wanted me to go live, but I couldn't go live. I just wanted to address this to y'all, man. Paperwork that he tried to say he gave my grandma $10,000 and bought me a $40,000 watch and a $100,000 chain. And let me make this clear. Hey, Mob Ties, this to y'all. He told y'all they broke in a car in Nashville and took the jewelry. I'm sorry to tell y'all this. He melted that jewelry down. That's how he made the F&G handout chain. He melted that down. He still owed his jeweler money.
Mob Ties, he's saying that he took the goddamn jewelry and he melted it down. That's what the young boy's saying. Now again, Finesse 2 times, you gotta wear that. When you involve minors and children in grown man business, this is what you get, little homie. This is what you get. You made a Minnie Mouse. Yeah, I saw that in the chat. I saw that in the chat. You made him a Minnie Mouse, and now you got a Minnie Mouse running around. You got a Minnie Mouse chasing the cheese, and you upset him. No, Lil King. Listen to Lil King. Listen to Lil King. Go ahead, King.
Yes, he owed people money. He just ran off on a plug in Oklahoma for like 100 bowls. Yes, that's true.
Yes, that's true. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, that's true. He ran off on a plug in Ohio with 100 bowls. Yes, that's true. Ooh, Lil King, boy. Yes, that's true. Excuse me, officer. Get some. You want a Happy Meal? Get him a Happy Meal in here. Extra cheese for Minnie Mouse. Minnie Mouse, would you like a Happy Meal with extra cheese? What kind of cheese would you like, Minnie Mouse? Your name is no longer Little King, it's Little Minnie Mouse. What kind of cheese? Mozzarella? Swiss? Cheddar cheese? Damn, homie. Look, look, look at this. Look.
He melted that down. He still owed his jeweler money. Yes, he owed people money. He just ran off on a plug in Oklahoma for like 100 bowls. Yes, that's true. On a plug in Oklahoma for like 100 bowls. Yes, that's true. Ran off on a plug in Oklahoma for like 100 bowls. Yes, that's true. Just ran off on a plug in Oklahoma for like 100 bowls. Yes, that's true. Just ran off on a plug in Oklahoma for like 100 bowls. Yes, that's true. We can do my research on that, and I know y'all wanted me to go live, but I couldn't go live. I just want.
Little homie said we could do the research on that. Ooh-wee. Now we got more receipts, little Minnie Mouse. Oh, we got more receipts, little Minnie Mouse. We got plenty more. We can't let little Minnie Mouse, a.k.a. Little King, off the hook. As a young child, as a young man, you got to learn early that you got to stand and take accountability and responsibility for the things you do and the things you say. And you told the world that Finesse 2 times ran off on a plug in Ohio with 100 bowls. And all of a sudden, the man got a federal indictment. He going to jail. He got a federal probation violation. All of a sudden. Okay. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. You know, little Minnie Mouse, you took it to the top with this little Minnie Mouse. But it's more. The disgusting part about this when it comes to little Minnie Mouse is that it's more. He said more. So you done told us that he melted down the jewelry. He sold the jewelry. He robbed the mob ties of the jewelry. You said that he ran off on a plug out there in Ohio for 100 bowls, 100 pounds of weed, 100 pounds of Zaza, 100 pounds, right? Let's hear what else you got to say. Lil King, Lil Minnie Mouse, let's hear what else you got to say, youngster. You was talking. Go ahead. Go ahead then. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
And I hate that he's trying to do this because you don't send your kids nothing, and you be beating on sugar. You beat on sugar, and you have sugar over there crying whenever you go cheat on her. Let's keep it real. Hold on now. I gotta just think, like, let me just think in my mind for a second. Then you got mad. You took the chain when I went out with Bag them. You told me stop going to the locker room with Bag them. You was hating on Bag them. Then when I tried to go in the locker room with Fat them to see my little nigga Buckley, shout out to Buckle forever, my brother, we locked in. You was hating on Bag them, like, hey man, stop going in there with them niggas. And I think y'all remember I went out with Bag at a Houston show. And he was like, why is you going out with bag? Like, who you is, you pregnant, and you want to go be with them niggas? Like, that's the type of time that he be on. And y'all, that's why I left away from around him. And I hate that he trying to do this, because you don't send your kids nothing, and you be beating on sugar. You beat on sugar, and you have sugar over there crying whenever you go cheat on her. Let's keep it real. Hold on now. I gotta just think, like, let me just think in my mind for a sec.
What? Say what? You know, let me take this all in. You know what I mean, youngster? I wanted to talk to you for a while, little youngster. You know, you were feeling yourself. And you was out there doing your little dance and you know what you was doing with Finesse 2 Tymes and all that. Hustle Cartel. You know, those guys are predators. Hustle Cartel, Finesse 2 Tymes is what it is and it'll be what it's gonna be, right? But now you got this young boy out here telling it all. So okay, let's break this down. You sold the jewelry. He told that you sold the jewelry. You robbed the mob ties for the jewelry. You ran off on Oklahoma, 100 bowls from a plug out there in Oklahoma. My bad, I said Ohio, but it's Oklahoma. And now domestic violence. The young boy said you was beating sugar. Beating sugar. Now, you already know how they do these days when it come to sexual assault, physical and domestic violence. You already know what they doing to you rappers when it come to these women. And the young, look, I can't make this up, man. I can't make, look.
And your kids nothing, and you be beating on sugar. You beat on sugar, and you have sugar. And you be beating on sugar. You beat on sugar, and you have sugar over there crying. And you be beating on sugar. You beat on sugar, and you have sugar over there crying. When you be beating on sugar, you beat on sugar, and you have sugar over there crying. When you be beating on sugar, you beat on sugar, and you have sugar over there crying.
What? Say what? Minnie Mouse, you got to take. Hey, give me another Happy Meal in here with extra cheese. You want extra cheese, Minnie Mouse? Lil King, would you like extra cheese on that Happy Meal? You a whole Minnie Mouse right now, but brother. Listen, any rapper that deal with this young man, any artist that deal with this young man is a rat lover. Is a rat lover. See, I thought it was nasty work when the young boy, the Corvette, when they ended his career because they said that he told on the murder. See, this is totally different. That young man, mama made him tell. His mama made him say something. This little boy right here, Young King, he's talking on his own merit. Ain't nobody make this young man get on his camera and talk to y'all. He done told us, that's 2 crimes right there I already heard him talk about. Drugs and domestic violence. 2 crimes I done heard you. That's nasty work right there. That's jail time, youngster. You and Finesse 2 Tymes can't see eye to eye. You go chill out with Hustle Cartel. Let him capitalize. Let him monetize off you. Let another man prey on you as a predator. But you don't turn around and tell that man business like that. And I understand you a child, so you don't know. But because you don't know, you done dug yourself a hole, man. Ain't no coming out of that. I wouldn't give a damn if you was 25 years old. I'm going to remember you as a young child talking the way you talking. And oh, we got more. We got more. Big salute to the chat. Look.
Whenever you go cheat on her, let's keep it real. Hold on now. I gotta just think, like, let me just think in my mind for a second. Then you got mad. You took the chain when I went out with Bag and them. You told me stop going to the locker room with Bag and them. You was hating on Bag and them. Then when I tried to go in the locker room with Fat and them to see my little nigga Buckley, shout out to Buckley forever, my brother, we locked in. You was hating on Bag and I'm like, hey man, stop going in there with them niggas. And I think y'all remember I went out with Bag at a Houston show, and he was like, why is you going out with Bag? Like, who you is, you pregnant? You want to go be with them niggas? Like, that's the type of time that he be on. And y'all, that's why I left away from around him.
Now I want to say this right before we go to this next to this next angle, to this next receipt as well. That last little section about Moneybagg Yo was nasty work. That was nasty work. A Minnie Mouse, little Minnie Mouse. That was disgusting right there. And because I'm a grown man that stand on grown man business, I could always see through the smoke and mirrors of what you was doing. So you know, you want to hide behind the innocence of being a child. At the same time, you trying to manipulate a beef. You trying to construct and manipulate a war between Finesse 2 Time and Moneybagg Yo. And I already know that they had they back and forth and they ain't always seen eye to eye. But I do remember hearing Finesse 2 Times apologize to Moneybagg Yo for the things he said or the things that he did. I remember seeing video of Finesse 2 Times and Moneybagg Yo making amends as men. As men. And now you, as a little ass boy, try to throw salt in the game, try to manipulate a war, manipulate a beef between two grown-ass men because you upset. You know, women and children are allowed to do foolish things, but grown men, we got to stand on business. So as a grown man, I'm going to tell you that's disgusting work. And if I was your uncle or your father, I'd put belt to your ass for that. I would put belt to your ass, little youngster. All that gangster tough boy talk. You trying to talk like you a big dog. Your ass would be a child all over. I would turn you to a child again. That's what a good belt to ass does. When you put belt to ass, when you get a good old-fashioned ass whooping, it turns you to a child again. It make you understand who's the man and who's the child. So all that little dirt you threw in the water right there, man, like, as any man should be able to see that. That was terrible. Why you hanging out with Bag and them? So you trying to, yo, that's what type of he on. He trying to, you know, he don't want me to hang with Bag and them. And he was hating on Bag and them. Damn, homie. Nah, little homie, that ain't what we doing. That's terrible right there. And I'm going to tell you something. Little homie. That, amongst a few other things, you know, you said a lot already. But when I heard you say that, I immediately, my hand started itching. I subconsciously started looking for my Gucci belt. I started looking for my Dior. I started looking for my belts. A good old-fashioned leather belt to your ass is what you need, Lil King. Minnie Mouse. Yeah, you Minnie Mouse. So don't ever get it confused that I just stepped on Finesse 2 times. Don't ever get it confused like you gonna slip through the cracks. Nah, little homie, your ass will be banned from the hood. You wouldn't be able to stand on the block no more. Your ass better go to school. Because if I come outside and I see you outside, I'm putting belt to your ass. Go in the house. Yo, GMB, why you doing Lil King like that? He can't be out here. Anything he see, he gonna talk about it. Anything he see, he gonna tell. Get your ass in the house, little homie. But my mama said, I don't care what your mama said. I don't care what your mama said. Tell your mama to come out here. Don't let me see you standing out here. Don't let me see you out here doing nothing with nobody. He ain't came across no real men, homie. Because a real man to grab him by his little arm and say, take your ass in the house, man. Yo, I mean, what's wrong? Yo, he can't be out here. He can't hang out here. He live out here, but he can't hang out here. Tell your mama to come outside. Let me talk to your mama. Your mama probably start creaming the way you did that. Woo. Your mama start creaming. She put your little ass to bed and I'll be in your, yeah. I'll be knocking your mama boots, real talk. And then I'll be, put belt to your ass. Get your little ass in the house, man. Don't worry about it. I'll talk to your mama later. Lil King, I'll talk to your mama later, homie. Get your little ass in the house. I felt like that when I heard him talking about Moneybagg Yo. Nasty work, homie. You ain't got no discipline. So when I discipline you, your mama she gonna feel that. When I discipline you, little homie, your mama gonna want to get spanked. Ooh. You understand me? When I discipline you, your mama gonna say, I need a spanking too. Would you mind? Would you come over later tonight and yeah, I got you. I'm gonna take care of you, and I'm gonna take care of get your little ass in the house, boy. Get your little ass in the hey. If you see him out here, I need to know immediately. Them niggas would be like, yo, Lil King, what you doing out here? You know GMB says you can't be out here. GMB ain't my daddy. He your stepdaddy, brother. You didn't know he was your stepdaddy? He is your daddy. He's your stepdaddy. GMB says, yo, man, get up out of here. Get grown man business. Now I'm gonna let you talk a little bit more, Minnie Mouse. Cause listen, I know it feels crazy, but Minnie Mouse, he got more to say. Minnie Mouse got more to say. He ain't done talking. He done said everything already, and he's still talking. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Run them lights up.
Him know that he cut though, and y'all, whoever go around him, he want straight yes men. He want yes men around him, and I just want to address this before it get anywhere and try to make me seem like I'm bad and my people them bad. This is not. This is everything is. I need to just make this clear right now, because everything that's going on, been doing this around him. He's just trying to make this seem like I just started this, man. Bro, when you came and got me out off Tate Street, my nigga, niggas been doing this, bro. You smoked it with me. Like, come on, bro. We got videos of this. Half of the people who left away from around him know that he cut though, and y'all, whoever go around him, he want straight yes men. He want yes men around him, and I just want to address this before it get anywhere and try to make me seem like I'm bad and my people them bad.
I want to stop you right there. Because you did a lot in this video, and we're gonna talk about this as well. You a bad kid, youngster. You know, all that he trying to make me seem like I'm bad, and he trying to make you and your peoples is bad. Your peoples is bad parents, and you a bad kid, man. And it's okay, man, because you know what I'm saying. It's nothing wrong with being a bad child. The problem is when there's no man there to correct that. But you a bad kid, man. You was smoking weed, man, at an early age. You was smoking weed before you even got with Finesse 2 times. You a badass little kid, man. And that's why, you know, and not only are you a bad little kid, but you a tell, you talk, you a rat. You a dangerous child, man. You know, when you got a kid that can manipulate grown men like this little boy, when you got a kid that is smarter than most of the men that's around him, that's a dangerous little boy right there. That's a dangerous little boy. And if the federales pull up and grab Lil King and put his ass in a room and say, look, give me a, what you like? What you want, extra cheese? You want extra cheese on your Happy Meal? Bring me that Happy Meal with extra cheddar cheese. That young man gonna tell. So he's a dangerous little boy. You a bad little boy, son. That's why I told you I know exactly what you the type little boy that need a man to tell you to take your little black ass in the house. And then that same man pin your mama to the mattress and push her ass through the goddamn floor. Once I pin your mama to the mattress, now I'ma do it. And now I'm in control of this. You can't run to your mama. Now I'm going to lay down the law, little nigga. So you a bad child, man. You a bad kid. All right? I just wanted to put that out there. Now let's let them talk. I want to show you something. I want to show you something that really triggered me as a man. As a grown man, he did something right here that really didn't sit well with me. You understand me? Watch this. Big salute to the chat.
Everything is
right there.
I need to just make this clear right now. Because everything that's going on, been doing this around him. He's just trying to make this seem like I just right now. Because everything that's going is I need to just make this clear right now. Because everything is I need to just make this clear right now. Because everything that's going on is I need to just make this clear right now. Because everything that's going on.
Put your goddamn hands down when you talking, little man. Put your hands down. Hold up. Don't say nothing else. Put your goddamn hands down when you talking, little homie. All that clapping and smacking your hands together. See, I'm telling you, brother. I'm telling you, little homie, I know exactly. And Finesse 2-time, he ain't no man. He just got money. The man make the money never made the man. So y'all got to understand that money don't make you a man. Authority make you a man. You understand what I'm saying? Protection, authority, that baritone. The way I look you in your eye when I'm talking to you. Saying what I mean and meaning what I say is what make me a man. So little homie would be listen, he would be an amazing child. Give me 60 days with this little dude. 60 days with him and his mama. 60 days, 2 months with me in the house and his mama. And he'll, yes, sir, no, sir. It'll be yes, sir, no, sir. But all that smacking your hands and shit like that, man, that'll get your ass, that'll get belt the ass, homie. All that smacking your hands together and all that. Nasty work. Nasty work. Absolutely nasty work. All right? So I'm going to let little homie finish. Because it's one more thing. It's one now Minnie Mouse, he talking. Minnie Mouse done said it all. And we gonna dissect that. We gonna go back and go over each and every angle of Rat Nation. I mean, this young man that did a whole bunch of ratting. Whole bunch of talking. But he said one more thing. That Finesse, you know, you gonna pay for. Is what it is. Let's run them lights up to 100 real quick.
Been doing this around him. He's just trying to make this seem like I just started this, man. Bro, when you came and got me out off Tate Street, my nigga, niggas been doing this, bro. You smoked it with me. Like, bro, you smoked it with me. Like, bro, you smoked it with me. Like, bro, you smoked it with me. Like, come on, bro. We doing this, bro. You smoked it with me. Like, come on, bro. We doing this, bro. You smoked it with me. Like, come on, bro. We got videos of this. Half of the people who left away from around him.
Now, that last part is something that stuck out to me. You smoked it with me. Now, he didn't say you smoked with me. He didn't say we smoked together. He didn't, you know, he's a child. He said, you smoked it with me. Right? Now, he's a child. You smoked it with me. You know what I mean? Your ass need to be in school, Lil King. Minnie Mouse, your ass need to be in school, brother. Pronunciation and all that. He smoked it with me. But what you got to understand is regardless of how he pronounced that, little Minnie Mouse, your ass got to go to jail for that. Finesse. And he said, we got video with cameras of this. He said, you smoked it with me, and we got video footage of it. Now, if that ain't a Minnie Mouse, I don't know what is. If that ain't a rat right there, I don't know what is. He stole the jewelry. That's a crime. He ran off on a plug out there in Oklahoma for 100 pounds of Zaza. That's a crime. He beats on sugar. That's domestic violence. That's a crime. And he smoked marijuana, an illegal substance, with a minor. 4 crimes you spoke about. 4 crimes that you got on the internet, and I could watch this over and over. If I was a federale, if I was a probation officer, if I was anybody in the legal system, I could watch this over and over and over again. I could use this in the court of law. Lil King, Minnie Mouse. So, you know, you're going to have to stand on that. That is something that I feel like should trail you for the rest of your career. Don't get the rapping about no gangster. Don't get the rapping about no street activity. Don't get the rapping and talking and misleading the youth and misleading the culture. And you a whole rat. You a whole Minnie Mouse. All right? Now let's go a little bit deeper with this angle. G&B TV, you know, he's a child. You know, what makes him a rat? What makes him a Minnie Mouse? Well, this is where it gets real at. This is where it gets deep at. This is where it gets real, and this is where it gets deep, and I'm going to break this down, but I need 100 likes in here. Charlie P, I see you in here. What it do? Charlie P, MJ, I see you in here. Dresky, what it do? I see you in here. Big Wrenches. Salute to my wrenches in the chat. Stacy Galore, I see you in here. Yeah. Growing up with Manny, I see you. Salute to the chat. Run them likes up. 100 likes, I need that. Because this angle right here is going to tie everything together. You know, what makes this young man a rat? What makes this a terrible situation for young King in my eyes? We got to start making sure that the youth know, that the youngsters know, that as soon as you partake in grown man business, as soon as you engage in grown man activity, you don't live by the rules of children anymore. You don't get to partake in the rules of children. Once you start engaging with grown men, once you start engaging in grown man business, once you start doing those things, you now have to play by the rules of grown men. And being as though you are still a child, your mind is not fully developed. Being as though you think you a big dog, you think you a man, but you are a child in the eyes of men. You are a child. You're going to lose every time. Playing by the rules of grown men as a child means you're going to lose every time. So just as much as Lil King thought he won by going with Hustle Cartel, by leaving, by talking, he lost. But regardless of what happened, Finesse 2 Tymes gave you an opportunity. He gave you a chance to do something. I don't know. And whatever that was, he got you out of Memphis. He gave you an opportunity. The last thing you were supposed to do was get on this internet and talk the way you started talking. And Hustle Cartel should have told you that. Yo, I know we don't rock with Finesse, but don't get up here telling that man business. Don't do that. Don't rat. Don't talk. Be quiet. Shh. Don't talk. The fact that you did that just further exposes that children will lose when playing by the rules of grown men. This is why you got to stay in a child's place. That's why children, when I was growing up, were raised to stay in a child's place, because you will lose every time playing by the rules of grown-ass men, homie. You're going to lose every time. Every time. A man is supposed to let you know that. Hey, hold up. Hold your horses, little homie. Relax. Pump your brakes. Stay in your lane, man. You still a child and all that. I know you know, it look easy, but this is grown man business. This ain't an easy walk right here. This ain't easy, homie. I know it look easy, but it ain't easy. So that's what's supposed to happen. And when you play by the rules of grown men, it could follow you for the rest of your life. The things that you do, the things that you say, you have to be held accountable for. You're going to be 25 and somebody's going to pull this video up. And you're going to try to say, I was a child, yo. I was a kid. You know, I was a baby. I didn't know. And ain't none of that going to matter. Ain't none of that going to matter. You wasn't a child when you was smoking that weed. You wasn't a child when you was in the strip clubs. You wasn't acting like a child then. So you don't get to act like a child when it come to this. You got to stand on this. With that being said, Hustle Cartel, Finesse 2 Tymes, in my eyes, are predators. Any man that will allow a child to partake in grown man business is a predator. Menace to society. When Lil Kato came outside, when he came outside, homie, you understand? And old dog tried to let little homie get a sip of that 40 ounce. That's predatory activity right there. Kane and Sharif said, nah, don't get that little boy no alcohol. What is you doing? I know it don't seem crazy to some of y'all, but what I'm telling you is, if you are an adult that gets a kick out of watching children partake in any adult activity, you are a predator, or you have some mental issues. The crazy part about that is, if you think about that and you look at it in that realm and you look at it in that perspective, it's a lot of people that you know that have predatory tendencies. It's a lot of dudes you know that'll give a young nigga some alcohol. It's a lot of dudes you know that'll give a young nigga some weed. Same thing happened to DMX. A predatory man gave him marijuana that was laced with crack. A grown man gave DMX as a young child some marijuana that was laced with crack, and he smoked it because a grown man can prey on a young boy. And it don't have to be sexual. It don't have to be sexual, homie. Sometimes it's for financial gain. It's monetary. They want to monetize. They want to capitalize. The reason why a lot of people don't want to see it from that perspective is because now you're looking at your brother, your uncle, your homeboy. I'm gonna give y'all a prime example, right? I got nieces and nephews, right, that I watch grow up from young children, babies, newborns. I mean, I got nieces, I got nephews, man, that I watched grow. I mean, I watched them the day they was born. I seen them the day they was born, right? And now, you know, they are 20 years old, 21 years old. Some of them are like, 19, 20, 21. They are around these ages, and they do things like they smoke weed, some of them, and they do certain things. And I'm not the uncle that's gonna smoke weed with you, homie. Not at, I don't care that you 21 years old. I don't care that you 20 years old. I don't care that you are legally grown. I'm not that uncle. Now, when you turn like 30, maybe 28, 29, maybe I'll feel like we can have a drink together, or you can hit this or I can hit that. But at 21, 22, 23, I ain't into that. I'm not, and again, it takes the journey, right? So I went through I watched them, they was born. 20 years ago, they was born. Now they 20 years old. And I'm looking at them and I still see them as like these little children. I don't see them as adults. I don't really treat them as adults. And they're 20 years old. And they're doing things, you know what I'm saying? They are grown. In societies, in the perspective of society, they are grown. They are young adults. So they do different things. They smoke weed and they try these things, and they be like, "Uncle, whoop," and I'm like, nah, it don't feel right to me. Like, I just don't see y'all like that. And I had to think about that because in due time I had to say to myself, like, they're grown, bro. Like, what you doing? Like, G and B, like, yo, they grown. But what I realized is, who sets the standards of them being grown? Who made these rules? Morally, it don't feel right. And if it don't feel right, I ain't with it. If it don't feel right, I ain't with it. Morally, it's not right for me to be smoking with your 19-year-old ass. You 20 years old, nigga, I'm good on that. I don't even smoke, but you know what I'm saying? I used to smoke. And it ain't right. So any adult, any man that engages in any type of grown man activity, adult activity with a minor or a young adult or a teenager is a predator, is a predator. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. And I want y'all to leave this live with that perspective. I want y'all to burn that into your mental Rolodex. I want y'all to apply that to your everyday life if you have not already done that. Yo, hey, yo, hold up, homie. You smoking? Yo, he 13 years old. No, he been smoking before he met me. But why are you doing it? Yo, hold up, yo. Yo, they grown. They 19. 19 ain't grown, homie. That's a teenager. You didn't know that? No, but 18 is legal. 18 is a teenager. What make that grown? You either a teenager or you grown, my nigga. You don't know the difference? Oh, my bad, GM. Yeah. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You good. When we start thinking about that and we start applying these tactics and these, we start applying these thought processes, these narratives, when we start changing the narrative, that's when the whole situation changes. Because now you can't tell me you dropped Johnson in that 19-year-old young teenager. Because 19 is a teenager. That's why it's 19. 18 is a teenager. That's why it's 18. So now you telling me, oh, yo, I got me an 18-year-old, she bad. Nigga, you a predator. Yo, I got me a 19-year-old shorty and she bad. Nigga, you a predator. Yo, I had Lil King in the club. We was smoking weed. He strippers. Y'all predators. And we don't condone no predatory activity over here, homie. We don't condone that. We don't protect no predators over here. With that being said, you already know what time it is, man. Again, I told y'all I'm feeling a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better, man. But I was down. I was really under the weather Uh, for the last few days, man, I was just really under the weather. So I'm feeling a lot better, man. We getting back into it. And it's pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles. We gotta start stepping on these dudes. We gotta start stepping on these women. We gotta start stepping on any and everybody. Any and everybody, man. You falling out of frequency, we gotta get you out of here. You falling out of frequency, we gotta get you out of here. And you know, I don't even get sick like that. It's been years. You know, I go years without getting sick or catching a cold, but I flew up to Philly. It's still a little nippy up there. Come back down to the Sunshine State. It's 130 degrees outside. That difference, you know, up north is still a little chilly. In Florida, it's hella hot. It's middle of summer right now. I feel like it's middle of the summer. So it threw me off, man. But we back on track. Nothing some hot tea and honey didn't fix. You understand what I'm saying? Harlem Legend, I see you in the chat. Salute, my G. Keep grinding for sure. For sure. See you doing your thing over there too. Keep it up. Yeah, you already know we rocking with 05 Voter Movement, China Brim, Harlem Legend. Yeah. We rub shoulders with the bosses in the algorithm. Right here at Grown Man Business TV, well over 40,000 subscribers, on our way to 50K. On our way to 50K. No extras, no preservatives, no sugarcoating, nothing. Straight pure dope right off the brick into the bottles. Finesse 2 Tymes is a predator. Hustle Cartel, predator. You know, again, Jermaine Dupri, he did it a certain way. You know, we never seen Chris Cross totally crossed out smoking weed. Chris Cross and them had songs called I Missed the Bus. Oh, I missed the bus. I missed the bus. And it is something I would never, ever do again. Do y'all remember that? Chris Cross had songs called I Missed the Bus. And I was a child listening to that. And I used to sing it. I missed the bus. Oh. Lil King. Them little boys is talking about shooting switches, smoking weed, and fucking your daughter. Whoever got them doing that are predators. Whoever is allowing them to rap like that around them have predator motives, B. And again, I'm going to end with this. As men, bro, we got to really set the narrative. No, homie, that ain't that, that's this. That ain't that. This is what that is. I don't know if you thought it was something else. I'm telling you, that's predatory activity. Shannon Sharp should be under the jail. Period. Shannon Sharp, 56-year-old man, dropping Johnson in a 19-year-old teenager. That nigga should be under the jail. Yeah, jump. The Mac Daddy make you jump. Chris, come on, son. Like, those is what the children, Lil Bow Wow. All I want to do is see you bounce with it. Man, I want to hit the flow, bounce with me, bounce. Like, that's what children is rapping about, not this shit. So Finesse 2 Tymes, your ass need to go to jail, boss. Sorry, I know I know a lot of the gangsters don't like to hear that. I know a lot of the gangsters, they don't want to wish jail. I'm not wishing jail on you. Your ass should need to be in jail, Finesse. For what you, look. I'm going to end with this. Big salute to the chat. I'm going to end with this. Look. You supposed to be, look at Finesse. Look. For that alone, you need to be in jail. But I'm gonna play one more receipt. Yeah, you need to go to jail for that. Y'all, it's a whole group, a whole crowd of grown-ass men, a smoke-filled room full of reefer. Y'all got this little boy in there smelling like weed, his jacket. So you think he gonna go to school? His jacket smell like weed, his hair smell like weed, his fingernails smell like weed. Finesse, you need to lay it down for, I don't know, I'm not gonna say how long, but your ass gotta go to jail for that. Now I want to play one more receipt before I get out of here because I forgot all about this one. But I want to show y'all a little bit what I'm talking about. Watch this. Big salute to chat. Watch this.
He was like, I'm finna go turn you up. Ooh, I'm finna buy you a watch. Ooh, and I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, gave me a chain, but like, it wasn't really like mine's type. Like, where my chain? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you been teased with the lifestyle.
Like, sharing watches over there, bro. It ain't like what it seems. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a paper shortage.
These guys right here. Predatory motives. You got grown ass, and I want to show y'all something real fast. But you got grown ass men sitting down with a little boy, allowing him to talk about another grown ass man and tell his business on a platform for clicks and likes. A minor. And y'all laughing and giggling. Hoo, 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 hoo. Now, I'm gonna get, but I want to show y'all something. Because my man right here, he got so much goddamn Beijing. Look at this. Look. Always be wary of a man that don't got a natural edge up. Salute to my barber. You know what I'm saying? Keep it natural, man. All that paint, we gonna leave that alone. These two men they have predatory motives. You understand what I'm saying? This is when I say how deep it get. This is how deep it get. When I say predators, when I say we need to call these predators out. So you as grown men will have Lil King come onto your platform, talk about another grown man, tell his business, make jokes. When has it ever been cool for a child? We never let that shit slide when I was young. Yo, let me tell you something. My uncle could have been beefing with a nigga. I could have heard them talking, came in the room and said something like, yeah, he a son. My uncle would have smacked fire out me. Yo, watch your mouth, nigga. And they ain't even cool. But as a child, I ain't got nothing to say about nothing. I ain't got nothing to say about nothing. It ain't none of my business. That's grown man business. He talking about it's some money shortage over there. He talking about they share. Nigga, that ain't none of your... And then you got men, grown men, that are sitting at the table with a child and allowing him to do that. Predators, B. Yeah, I said that. Big salute to my barber. Big salute to my motherfucking barber, baby. Big salute to my barber, baby. Yeah, and then he got a goddamn, hey, bro, he can't even touch his hair. He can't even touch his hairline. Look.
F&G King exposes Finesse 2 times for being broke and sharing jewelry.
He was like, I'm finna go turn you up. Ooh, I'm finna buy you a watch. Ooh, and I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, gave me a chain, but like, it wasn't really like mine's type. Like, where my chain? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you been teased with the lifestyle.
Like, sharing watches over there, bro. It ain't like what it seems. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a paper shortage.
F&G.
They got you up there talking. They got little Minnie Mouse up there running his mouth, talking crazy, talking about it's a paper shortage and all that. When you was in Memphis smoking goddamn knuckin' buck, you was in Memphis smoking that Mexican pack brick Mexican reefer. You was out there in Memphis smoking seeds and stems. You was in Memphis poor, struggling. Now you talking about it's a money shortage and all that. Nah, little homie, I put belt the ass. That's all I'm saying. You deserve a good old-fashioned ass whooping. Because you know that look in your eyes after you get that ass whooping? And your mama asks you, is you hungry? Yes, ma'am, I'm hungry. Huh. You turn to a child all over again. And we need to reset you, Lil King. We need to put you through the reset motion. We need to give you an old-fashioned ass whooping so you can become a child all over. Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah. Put belt to your ass and then tell your mama get in that kitchen and get to cooking it up. You get to smelling that. You ever got an ass whooping back in the day and you went to sleep? And when you woke up, you smelled it. You start smelling that Sunday dinner. Come out the room all humble. Your mama look at you, are you hungry? Stepdaddy look at you. He don't say nothing, he just give you a look. You give him a look. We all good? Yeah, we all good. You gonna be good? Yeah, I'm gonna be good. Your mama say, are you hungry? You say, yes, ma'am, I'm very hungry. I got an ass whooping earlier, so I'm very hungry. Very hungry. That's the reset. That's the reset button. Y'all remember, you gotta be an 80s baby to remember this. When that black leather belt tear your ass up, you crying so hard, you go to sleep and you have one of the best sleeps you had in years. Oh, you're dreaming about the Teenage Ninja Turtles. You're dreaming about Street Fighter. You're dreaming about Super Mario Brothers. You wake up, drool all on the side of your face. You wake up, you smell that goddamn hamburger helper in the background. You smell that hamburger helper being cooked in the back. It's nighttime outside. You got an ass whooping. It was 3 o'clock in the day. You woke up. It's nighttime. You come out the room. You're looking at the kitchen. Your mama say, baby, is you hungry? You say, yes, ma'am, I'm hungry. Yes, ma'am. I got some hamburger helper on the stove. It'll be done in a minute. Yes, ma'am. You look at your daddy, or you look at your because I'll be your stepdaddy, Lil King. I'll be your stepdaddy. You look at me, I look at you. Michael Jordan playing right now. Michael Jordan in the Utah Jazz and all that. I got my feet up. I'm looking at the TV. We make eye contact and all that. I give you a head nod like this. You give me a head nod like this. You good? You gonna be a good boy? You say, yes, sir, I'm gonna be a good boy. You want some of that hamburger helper in the kitchen? Yes, sir, I would love some of that hamburger in the kitchen. You got it. I get back to watching Jordan doing what he do, busting ass. I look at your mama and let her know I'm a pin her ass to the mattress tonight. She did a good job with that hamburger helper. You go back in the room and you get on that Nintendo and you think about that ass whooping. And I guarantee you, you won't get out of line for the next month and a half. I won't have to put belt to ass for about 2 months. With that being said, hey, look. That's all this little kid need, man. Look at his eyes. And then, you know what I tell him as well? I'm going to take you to get a haircut this weekend, youngster. Oh, Dad, I don't want to get. I'm taking you to get a haircut, brother. Maybe I'll let you grow it out again. But you're going to get a haircut, man. Look, look, look. Yeah, we're going to cut that off. I got a barber. I got a good barber. And he going to line you up real neat. We're going to bring that down. Yeah. We're going to bring that down. I want to bring them naps down. I want to wave you out. I want you to feel debonair. I want you to feel smooth about yourself, youngster. But we all know the routine I just gave y'all. Smelling that good food. You want to make sure you're still good in the house. Yeah, you can eat. That hamburger helper smelling real good. Your mama whipping that shit up in the kitchen. She know I'm going to take care of her tonight. I done already took care of you. Michael Jordan taking care of the goddamn Utah Jazz and all that. Karl Malone. Huh? You know when you get that man, your daddy or your step, you know when y'all make eye contact. And he just look at you. And he say, yeah, everything good. And you, yes, sir. I'm going to eat that, man. Yeah, you good. That's all Lil King need. He don't need no Dior. He don't need no chains. He don't need no money. He need a good old-fashioned ass whooping. And with that being said, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now, listen, man. You can tap in, tap out. But you know my slogan. You know what I suggest? And I suggest you tap in. Listen, I suggest you tap into this grown man business. I suggest you tap into this grown man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoat nothing. We not dressing nothing up. I'm going to give you this pure game, this pure dope, straight raw. Yeah. No extras, no preservatives, man. We ain't add no baking soda, no quinine, no fentanyl. This is right off the brick into the bottles. I don't put it on the pot. We ain't water whipping the dope. It's straight off the brick into the bottles. The purest dope you can find. Any adult, man or woman, that's preying on the minor, sexually, financially, in any way, is a predator. And any child partaking in grown man business, grown folk activity, you don't get to play the same game as a child anymore. You play by the rules of grown men. And these some big shoes to fill, Lil King. These some big shoes to fill. You ain't ready. Listening to these receipts right here, you ain't ready to walk amongst men. Stay in a child's place. Stay in a child's place, homie. With that being said, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now, listen, man. You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. Gang.